Dear students, in this video we will be discussing about apical meristem and theories of apical meristem. Apical meristem and theories of apical meristem. First of all, we have to understand what is meristem or meristematic tissue. Meristem or meristematic tissue. It is a type of tissue having a characteristic feature, that is, it can continuously divide. It can continuously divide and gives rise new cells. Okay, that is a characteristic feature of meristem. Means meristematic tissue or meristem is a type of tissue which is having a characteristic feature, that is, it can continuously divide and gives rise new cells. That is the definition of meristem or meristematic tissue. Okay. What about apical meristem? What about apical meristem? In the last video, we have been discussing about different types of meristematic tissues. There are 4 criteria. Based on that criteria, we have different types of meristems. The first criteria is location. The second criteria is time of origin. The third one is function. Fourth one is plane of divisions. Here, the first criteria, based on location, we have 3 types of based on location of meristematic tissue on plant body. We have 3 types of meristems, right? One is apical, second one is intercalary, third one is lateral. Means, for example, it is a shoot apex. Okay. Apical meristem, which is located at the tips of shoots. Here, a meristematic tissue located at the tips of shoot apex is known as apical meristem. A meristematic tissue located at the internodal regions is known as intercalary meristem. A meristematic tissue located in the lateral positions of the stem is known as lateral meristem. Okay, this is apical meristem, this is intercalary meristem, this is lateral meristem. We also discussed that apical meristem and intercalary meristem, these two are considered as primary meristem. Primary meristems. Lateral meristem, it is considered as secondary meristem, because apical meristem and intercalary meristem found in the initial stage of life. That's why these two together called as primary meristems. Lateral meristem only found in the secondary growth of plants. That's why it is considered as secondary meristems. Okay. Now In this video, we are only discussing about apical meristem. Okay, apical meristem. What is apical meristem? An apical meristem is a meristem which is located at the tips of shoots and also roots also. Okay, even we can see an apical meristem in the root tips also. Here in the root tips also we can see apical meristem. That's why an apical meristem is a meristem which is located at the tips of either shoots or roots. Okay, now we will see theories of apical meristem. Why these theories are proposed, or for what these theories are proposed means, a scientist called Wolf, in 1759 he gave one statement, that is, entire plant development is due to the activity of apical meristem only. This is the statement given by Wolf in 1759. After this statement, many scientists are attracted towards this statement and they started to work on apical meristems. Means they started to work on different types of shoot apex. Means how the apical meristem is organized. How the apical meristem is organized. How the apical meristem is functioning. How the apical meristem giving rise other plant parts like leaves, okay, flowers, branches, okay, how the apical meristem is functioning. This was their general interest, so that many people worked on the same issue and presented their views in the form of theories. That theories we will be discussing in this present video. Okay, there are many theories to explain apical meristem of shoots. Here we will be discussing about three theories. They are: number one is apical cell theory. Number two is histogen theory. Number three is tunica corpus theory. All three theories explain only shoot apex. All three theories proposed to explain shoot apex only. Okay, now we will see each theory in detail. Okay, first we will start with the first one, that is apical cell theory. Apical cell theory. It is a first theory. A first theory to explain shoot apical meristem. Apical cell theory is a first theory to explain shoot apical meristem. It is proposed by a scientist called Hofmeister in the year of 1857. Hofmeister proposed this theory in the year of 1857. According to Hofmeister or apical cell theory, according to this theory, the plant growth is due to a single cell of apical meristem. Means the entire plant growth is due to the activity of a single cell, that is apical cell. Apical cell. This single cell is reason for entire plant development. That is the idea of apical cell theory. Okay, the apical cell having some characteristic features. They are apical cell having 4 planes. It is 1, it is 2, 3, backside 4. Total apical cell consists 4 planes, of which only the cell can divide in 3 planes. In second, third and fourth planes only they undergone divisions. The first plane will not undergone any divisions. Okay, the apical cell is inverted pyramid shaped cell. It is in inverted pyramid in shape. The apical cell, it is in the inverted pyramid shape. Due to the activity of this single cell, the entire plant body is developed. That is the idea of first theory, that is apical cell theory. Here, for example, first it undergone anticlinal divisions so that it will give rise a layer of cells. Again, this layer of cells will undergone both anticlinal and periclinal divisions so that the entire internal tissue organization will be developed. That is the idea of apical cell theory. Okay, what is anticlinal division? In this manner, whenever the cell divide radially like this, that is anticlinal. Whenever the cell divide horizontally, that is periclinal. Here, first it undergone anticlinal divisions. After that, they undergone both anticlinal and periclinal divisions. Due to these divisions, the entire plant body will be developed. That is the idea of apical cell theory. It is also supported by Nageli. The theory also supported by Nageli in the year of 1878. The same theory is supported by Nageli. And later the theory is found that it is only applicable for some lower groups of plants like algae, bryophyte and pteridophytes. Total we have 5 groups of plants, right? Algae, bryophytes, pteridophytes, gymnosperms, angiosperms. It is later found that only these 3 lower groups of plants only following this type of development, or the apical cell theory is only applicable for these 3 groups of plants. Okay, in gymnosperms and angiosperms the development will be in other type, so that it is not applicable for gymnosperms. It is only applicable for algae, bryophytes and pteridophytes. Okay, this is all about apical cell theory. Next we will see second one, that is histogen theory. Histogen theory. It is proposed by a scientist called Hans Steen in the year of 1868. Okay, 1868. According to this theory, the apical meristem consists 3 zones. Means the apical meristem organized in 3 meristematic zones like this. It is apical meristem. It consists 3 zones: zone 1, zone 2, zone 3. Okay, the zones Hans Steen called as histogens. These zones of meristematic tissues are called as histogens. Okay, again he named each histogen as dermatogen, peribulum and plerome. The outer histogen named as dermatogen, the middle one is named as peribulum, the innermost one is named as plerome. Okay, according to this theory, during the plant development, these 3 regions are responsible for the plant development. Of these 3, each zone will give rise one zone in the plant body. Okay, now we will see what are those zones. The outermost dermatogen will give rise entire epidermis of plant body. Entire epidermis of plant body. The middle peribulum gives rise cortex of plant body. The innermost plerome histogen gives rise steel. Okay, dermatogen will gives rise epiderm. Peribelum gives rise cortex region. Plerome gives rise stele. Okay, this is the view of Hanstein. Okay, he proposed a term histogen. Okay, in the histogen there are three types. One is dermatogen, which is gives rise epidermis. Derm means it is skin. Okay, skin means the skin of plant body is epiderm. That's why the dermatogen will gives rise epiderm. Peribelum gives rise cortex region. Plerome gives rise stele. Okay, this is the view of Hanstein. Later, it is found that in the spermatophytes, the inner two means peribelum and plerome histogens are not clear or not differentiated in all times. Means the dermatogen is okay. It is, we can easily differentiate from this two. But the peribelum and plerome, sometimes both are mixed together and we can't differentiate to each other. That's why it is not useful to explain the shoot apical meristem in spermatophytes. Okay, that's why it is only restricted to the lower groups like algae, bryophytes, pteridophytes. Okay, and also it is well suited for to explain root apical meristem. Root apical meristem. For root apical meristem, it is exactly suitable. That's why it is also ignored in the recent days. Now we will see the third one, that is tunica carpus theory. Tunica carpus theory. It is proposed by Schmidt in the year of 1924. According to Schmidt, the apical meristem of shoot consists two regions. The outermost thin layer is known as tunica. The inner multiple mass of meristematic tissue is known as carpus. Okay, according to Schmidt, these two meristematic regions are reason for the plant development. The tunica will give rise the outer epidermis due to anticlinal divisions. The inner corpus will give rise both cortex and stele through both anticlinal and periclinal divisions, because it is present in multiple layer of cells. Usually tunica consists one or few layers. Corpus consists multiple layer of cells. Tunica always undergone anticlinal divisions and gives rise outer epidermis. Epidermis only. Inner corpus having multiple layer of cells, it can undergone anticlinal and periclinal divisions and gives rise cortex and stellar regions. That is the essence of tunica corpus theory. Okay, it is found most appropriate to explain the shoot apical meristem, but this theory also having some problems. They are sometimes, especially among monocotyledons, a few periclinal divisions occur in the tunica region. Means here only the outer tunica should divide in anticlinal divisions only usually, but sometimes few periclinal divisions, means for example it is tunica region, only it undergone anticlinal usually. That is the statement given by Schmidt. But in case of some monocotyledons, the cells are undergoing periclinal divisions also. It is totally contrasting to the statement of Schmidt. Okay, that's why in some plants, when they are dividing in anticlinal and both periclinal manner, that's why it is contradictory to the original statement of Schmidt. Okay, therefore two scientists called Popham and Chan in 1950 introduced the term mantle for the outer layer of this apical meristem, that is the tunica region. For tunica region they proposed a new term, that is mantle. Except this core region, remaining outer layers is called as mantle, irrespective of their plane of divisions or mode of division. Irrespective of mode of division, they just gave one name, that is mantle, to the outer layer of meristematic tissue. Okay, that is for tunica they gave another name, that is mantle instead of tunica. Now it is somewhat okay. Okay, this is all about tunica corpus theory, and we have seen apical cell theory, histogen theory, tunica corpus theory. All these three are dealing with shoot apical meristematic tissue and their organization and their function in the shoot apical region. Okay, among these three theories, at present worldwide tunica corpus theory is widely accepting to explain shoot apical meristem. Okay, tunica corpus theory is widely accepting theory at present. Okay, here I will explain once again all three theories with the help of simple diagrams so that we can easily understand. Okay, first we will see apical cell theory. Okay, it is shoot apex or shoot tip. Here we have only one apical cell, which is reason for plant development. Okay, first it undergone anticlinal plane of divisions, means in this direction and in this direction. Okay, means anticlinal means radial division of cells like this. Okay, only the apical cell divide in this plane so that it form number of cells in this direction. After that, it started to divide in both anticlinally and periclinally, means in this direction and in this direction, so that mass of tissue will be formed like this. Okay, from this mass of tissue again leaves, okay, branches, flowers, all are formed. Okay, this is about apical cell theory, which is proposed by Hofmeister. Coming to the histogen theory, here we can see three regions of meristematic tissue instead of one cell. Here we can see mass of meristematic tissue, which is divided into three portions. These three portions together called as histogens. Okay, again each histogen is named as, the outermost one is dermatogen, middle one is peribulum, inner one is plerome. Here the activity of each zone will gives rise a portion in the plant body, means the outer zone will gives rise epidermis due to the anticlinal divisions here and here. Due to the anticlinal divisions, it will gives rise outer epidermis. The middle peribulum also, it will undergone anticlinal divisions only, so that it will give cortex. Okay, the center plerome also, it undergone anticlinal divisions only, so that it will gives rise stele. Okay, stele. This is about histogen theory, which is proposed by Hansteen. Okay, coming to the last one, that is tunica carpus theory. It is shoot apex. Here instead of three we have two regions only. One is very thin, that is tunica. Another one is very thick or multi-layered, that is carpus. From these two regions, entire plant development will be taken place. The outermost tunica layer divided only in anticlinal planes. Anticlinal means the same way, so that it produce only the epidermis. Epidermis. Inner corpus, which is a dense mass of multi-layered meristem, it will undergone both anticlinal and periclinal divisions, so that it will produce cortex and stele or stellar region. Okay, here only tunica produce epidermis only, remaining all are produced from corpus, means corpus is reason for cortex development and stellar development. Okay, but later two scientists called Popham and Chan. Actually, tunica carpus theory proposed by Schmidt. Okay, after Popham and Chan, they found that tunica layer sometimes undergone some periclinal divisions also, means in this direction also some cells are dividing in monocots. Usually in monocots they found some cells are dividing in periclinal manner also. So that statement whatever given by Schmidt, what is the statement? Tunica always divide in anticlinal manner only. But here after these people observation it become false. That's why they proposed one more term, that is mantle, for this outer thin layer. Okay, also they said that the mantle can use irrespective of their plane of divisions, means they can divide in this manner or in this manner. Irrespective of divisions we can call them as mantle, but corpus function as it is, as said by Schmidt. This is all about three theories, very important. Okay, thank you.